right, now for chapter 5 and 6. Chapter 5, The Magic of Disneyland. Walt was the father of two girls, Diane Marie and Sharon May, and believed nothing was more important than family. He drove his girls to school every single day, enjoyed Daddy's Day on the weekends, and liked to visit places that they could enjoy together as a family. However, Walt realized that few places like that existed. Amusement parks, circuses, and carnivals were often dirty and not focused on the needs of family. A quote here, "You can design..." A bird keeps flying under my porch here. "You can design and create and build the most wonderful place in the world, but it takes people to make the dream a reality." Walt Disney. Oh, I think this bird wants me to leave. It's trying to find a nest up there. I won't bother you, little bird. Go ahead. Then Walt had an idea. He dreamed of creating a family destination where the children and adults could have fun together and experience the magic of Disney in person. He also wanted it to be more than just an amusement park. It had to be an impeccably clean and well laid out. It had to have a variety of fun rides and attractions. It had to have a train that encircled the entire park, plus a village and places to buy food and Disney merchandise. Items for sale. At Disneyland, that would include Mickey Mouse-shaped ears, candy, and balloons, along with clothing and toys. He would call it Disneyland. It was the early 1950s before the company went public, and Walt believed that his version of Disneyland would increase the value of his company. But Walt also knew Disneyland was going to be very expensive to build. While the company had earned some money from its movies, it needed much more to make Disneyland come to life. Determined as ever, Walt turned to television. In the 1950s, television was the latest and greatest technology. Families usually owned only one television set, and all the family members would gather around it each night to watch a show together. I suggest talking to your grandparents or maybe great-grandparents if you have them and ask them about what it was like to have TV when they were little. Walt Disney Productions created a Disney television series called Walt Disney Presents, and later Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color, which aired Sunday nights on ABC. Each week the show would announce its theme: Fantasyland, Tomorrowland, Frontierland, or Adventureland. If it were a Fantasyland theme, it would usually air cartoons or the Mickey Mouse Club. Tomorrowland brought science and technology themes, such as Our Friend the Atom. Frontiersland most popular heroes were Davy Crockett and Zorro, while Adventureland featured pirates and explorers. Walt himself was the show's host, and he soon became a familiar face to the children and families who watched the show each week. Disney's television series quickly became popular and made so much money that Walt was ready to start the development of Disneyland. In 1954, Walt pulled together a team of designers and engineers and called them Imagineers. He sent his Imagineers to every single amusement park in the United States. Walt wanted his Imagineers to understand every aspect about what made amusement parks fun and successful, and perhaps more importantly, what caused problems or made customers unhappy. Fun fact: Walt Disney liked to disguise himself in a floppy hat and sunglasses and walk around Disneyland during the day. Sometimes children would recognize him. Walt wasn't just interested in the big takeaways. He wanted his team to think about every single detail. Walt believed that solutions for small problems, like how to keep birds away from food areas and how to keep the walkways always clean, were just as important as big concepts like how to make a roller coaster thrilling and safe. Walt wanted Disneyland to be the most magical place on Earth. Before Disneyland could open to the public, the company had to hire and train its employees. Walt renamed his employees cast members and considered them a critical part to the success of Disneyland. They had to be friendly, polite, and helpful, Plus, they had to work together to run the rides and keep Disneyland spotless. In short, Walt wanted Disneyland to have the best customer service in the world. Customer service, the way a company treats its customers or visitors. As part of the training, cast members were required to attend Disney University, a training facility that taught everything from how to work each ride to how to... All right. Dogs are chasing something. Give them a second here. So Disney University, a training facility that taught everything from how to work each ride to help a lost child. Disneyland opened in July 1955. The opening ceremonies were shown live on ABC and viewed by tens of millions of people all over the country. Disneyland was everything Walt dreamed it would be. It was a destination where families could experience the magic of Disney in real life. There was a train that encircled the park and brought visitors to different areas, including Fantasyland with fairy tale characters, and a castle, Adventureland with an adventure theme, Frontierland featuring cowboys in the Wild West, Tomorrowland with its futuristic theme, and a main street that was modeled after Walt Disney's childhood hometown of Missouri. Main Street was filled with shops, restaurants, and life-size Disney characters in full costume, from Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck to Peter Pan and Cinderella. By the end of its first month, Disneyland had more than 20,000 visitors a day. Oh, that's crazy. Fun fact. Many of the original rides at Disneyland still exist today, including Disneyland Railroad, Mad Tea Party, Peter Pan's Flight. I remember doing Peter Pan's Flight when I was a kid. King Arthur's Carousel, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, Storybook Land Canal Boats, Snow White's Adventures, Autopia, Mark Twain's Riverboat, Dumbo the Flying Elephant, and Jungle Cruise. Walt's last years. After Disneyland launched, Walt spent most of his time developing new ideas. One was for a full-length movie that combined live action and animation. The movie was called Mary Poppins, one of my favorites, and it was lightly based on the Mary Poppins book series by P.L. Travers. Mary Poppins became a box office smash in 1964, earning 13 Oscar nominations, including Disney's first Best Picture nomination. Walt's other big idea was to create a destination unlike any place in the world. In 1965, Walt laid out his visions for Disney World, now called Walt Disney World, in Orlando, Florida. It would include the Magic Kingdom, a larger version of Disneyland, as well as golf courses, resorts, and Epcot, which stood for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. I did not know that. Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. Fun fact. Walt Disney would visit Disneyland after everyone had left and drive a mini fire engine through the streets. Unfortunately, Walt never saw his dream of Walt Disney World come to life. A long-time cigarette smoker, Walt became very sick with lung cancer in 1966. He died on December 15, 1966, at the age of 65. Oh, that's too bad. Please do not ever start smoking. Chapter 6. The Disney Brand. When Walt died in 1966, he was considered one of the most famous people in the world, one of the most recognized brands in the world. A brand is the personality or image that is created around a company or name. It builds over time from the experiences people have with the company's products and services, and from the interactions they have with its employees. There are strong brands and weak brands. A strong brand means that people like the brand, prefer it over the competition, and are very loyal to it. A strong brand also adds value to a company and helps increase the price of a company's stock. Once a company has a strong brand, it can expand more easily to new areas, and customers will follow because they trust the brand and continue giving them good products or experiences. For Disney, it expanded from cartoons to movies to television to theme parks. As it expanded, Disney's customers trusted that Disney would always deliver on its brand promise: high quality, fun entertainment for the whole family. Fun fact: today, more than 70,000 cast members work at Walt Disney World Resort, making it the largest single-site employer in the United States. All cast members are still required to attend Disney University for several days before beginning their on-site training. The first class is called Traditions, where new cast members are welcomed into the Disney family and taught about the legacy and history of the Disney brand. And we'll end with this quote here by Walt Disney: "I am interested in entertaining people and bringing pleasure, particularly laughter, to others." Boy, what a great goal, to bring laughter to others, to make other people have a wonderful life. All right, we'll end with chapter 6 right there. Halfway through, or a little bit more than halfway through. I hope you're enjoying it.